I'm born here in the city of Trenton, right? And I'm one of 7 kids, the only one of 7 to go to college. But after graduating college, I worked for some time in banking in New York, and then got involved with some folks here in Trenton who established the Metropolitan Trenton African American Chamber of Commerce. And the focus at that time was trying to position more Black businesses for opportunities, and capital access was a big issue at that time. And so in 2007, I founded the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey. But moreover, in New Jersey, as of December 2019, we were the only Chamber of Commerce that is accredited, white or Black, it was Hispanic. There's 141 chambers in New Jersey. And to hold that accreditation with the U.S. Chamber, I have to say that was another one of our proud moments. There's about 1.1 million Black residents in the state. We represent about 14% of the population, and somewhere in your reading, there's like 40% of the foster kids are Black. There are a lot of systemic challenges that relate to the African American community across the state, or African American people in New Jersey. Well, first we want to thank you and CASA for being a part of the Chamber. We're honored to have you here and do whatever we can to support your mission. But for me, as I look at and think about the state of Blacks in New Jersey, as well as the state of Blacks across America, the Black community in this state, as well as in many other parts of the country, have had to endure a number of systemic challenges over the years. And these young kids, they come into this world innocent, right? But when they're born into this world, there may be clearly circumstances that they may not be aware of. Coming through the 80s, we had a real major drug situation. The crack cocaine epidemic has ruined a lot of households for then and years to come. And then the opioid situation, and then the compounding it with the whole economic disparity between Blacks and other members of the state. Just to be able to afford and give a child a good life, if you will, household, the resources to clothe them and feed them and keep them warm. I think it speaks to the challenge to get more Blacks involved as advocates or volunteers, because you still have a lot of single parent households. And then you have households where folks are struggling to make ends meet and not have the resources and or the time to get involved. That's not an excuse, but that's just some of the realities. So I would say that I would encourage them to find a way, even if they have to use a village approach. Maybe they couldn't do it individually, but partnering with 2 or 3 of their friends to make some time available to expose this young man or young woman to a better life. Because at the end of the day, it's about the narrative. How they see themselves will ultimately start to set the pathway to becoming that person that they envision, that projects a more qualitative life down the road. And unfortunately, there's a lot of negative portrayals and perceptions about not only the kids, but Blacks in New Jersey, period. And so getting them to see beyond that and visualize themselves as being a contributor to a better New Jersey, I think that's the work that we all must find a way to contribute to. Because at the end of the day, we're all New Jerseyans and we're all Americans. And sometimes that gets lost. Sometimes we want to kind of isolate ourselves from the rest of society. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We must find a way to support the efforts of CASA. You can change a child's story, and someone had to help you create your story. And I think it's that type of ownership, acknowledgement, and mutual accountability to change the story of every child here in the state of New Jersey. You can change a child's story.